Alright, welcome back to more Yukon Trail. Okay, I'm just gonna go over a few things. This guy here, if you talk to him, he's basically just gonna say, I was the founder of this town, and blah blah blah. I was... He's just basically gonna say that the town's been taken over by a bunch of outlaws, and it's run by a guy named Soapy Smith, who is his real name was Jefferson Randolph Smith. So you can talk to him if you want to, but he really doesn't have a whole lot interesting to say. Nothing that's really pertinent to the game, just more of like for history purposes. This lady right here, she's a packer, just like the guy over in Dai. Again, she charges the same amount as he does if you want to hire her, which is, I think, $3,000. Interesting thing, I've actually played One-Eyed Jack over and over, and I've actually got over $3,000. And if you do that, and if you try to hire either one of those people, it still won't let you hire them for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, so don't waste your time playing the game Yukon and trying to get up to $3,000 just to hire these people and try to get to the Yukon faster, because it won't work. If we go in here, this is the only other place to go here. This guy right here is just basically a citizen, and he's going to tell you a little bit about himself and a little bit about the town, and he's going to tell you how bad, how bad Soapy Smith is. This guy right here, that's One-Eyed Jack. It's the exact same game. There's no different dialogue or anything just because he's in a different town. This right here, this is Soapy. This is Jefferson Randolph Smith. If you talk to him, he's going to say something to the effect of, I think you should hang around town, have a little fun and whatnot. The only dialogue that will change is if you play Find the Nugget and you play for $5 or $10 and you don't win, then you can come in here and tell him that you played Find the Nugget and you think you were cheated. And he'll say something to the effect of, oh my gosh, this is an outrage, I'm going to go take care of this for you. And then he'll actually leave. And then if you go outside to see if he's decided to interrogate the guy that's doing Find the Nugget, you go outside and nothing happens. He's not out there. And then, matter of fact, if you come back in, he'll be right here in this same place again. And his dialogue will be the same if you try to talk to him again. You can tell him again, hey, I was cheated in the Find the Nugget, and he'll just do the same thing over and over. So it won't make any difference. So I'm not going to bother talking to them. One more thing before we leave. We're about ready to hit the trail and start heading towards the Yukon. You can leave out of Skagway and take the White Pass Trail. It's longer, but it's not as steep. And for a long time, this was the path that I took. But I'm not going to take it this time, and the reason why is because there's another part of the trail that once you actually get into Canada, the trail from Skagway is longer to the river. So you don't want to take this one. Even though it's an easier trail and you probably get to the summit faster, the best thing to do is just go to Dai and take the Chilkoot Trail. So let's head back to Dai. I think that's everything. I think we're ready to go. Let's check our supplies real quick. Yeah, we got our 800 pounds of food. Still got some money. Got our extra $1 that we won from playing Find the Nugget. So just for posterity purposes, I'm going to save it. Alright, Chilkoot Trail.
Should we start on the Chilkoot Trail now?
Okay, once I click this, then we're going to set off on foot. There's a series of different things that can happen to us on the trail that's going to delay us. For instance, there'll be a mule train that's blocking the trail. There'll be just pure gridlock. You won't be able to move. We could get caught in a blizzard. We could trip and fall. And if you trip and fall, you can keep going. And it really won't slow you down very much. So most of the time, whenever I trip and fall, whether the the injury is bad or not too bad at all, I usually just keep going, because the only thing that'll happen is if you decide to rest, then it'll just delay you a couple of days, and then you'll start at your regular pace. But it really doesn't slow you down much. So anyway, so let's start down the trail. Alright, first thing you want to do is click here. Okay, yeah, we can read that. That wasn't where I wanted to click, but I want to click here. Alright, you can travel faster by carrying more weight each trip, but you may have more injuries. How much weight would you like to carry? I always do the medium load, because that's right there in the middle. You'll actually go faster by doing the medium load, but you might trip and fall, or there might be more injuries. You definitely don't want to do heavy load, because you're just going to get injuries over and over and over, and if you do light load, then that's just going to slow you down, because you're not carrying as much. So pick the middle one. Alright, so we're on our way. Alright, so we're in our tent.
There's just too dad-blamed many people on the trail. We'll have to wait a day or two for the crowds to thin a
Alright,
little.
so we got caught in gridlock, so there's nothing you can do about this. You just have to wait. Alright, there's a little landmark if you want to read it.
Rock slide. It's blocking the trail. Looks like we'll be held up a day or
There's
two.
another thing that you can't do anything about, a rock slide. Just have to wait a couple days.
Oh no. Didn't you see that dad-blamed hole in the ground? You took quite a fall. We better stop and let you rest a day or two.
Alright, so we have our first injury. I fell. It can happen to either one of us. Either I could fall or she could fall. But I usually just say, no, let's keep moving. Alright, there's another landmark if you want to read it.
There's just two
Alright,
dad-blamed...
that's gridlock again. As you can see right here, here's Skagway. And see the White Pass Trail is not near as steep.
We made it to sheep camp.
Okay. So we're in sheep camp, and we made pretty good time. Alright, so what we're going to want to do is, if you talk to this lady here, she's basically just going to say, me and this other guy are going to have a race, and you can bet. And you can bet and win a little money, and then it'll delay you a day, or a day will roll over, and then she'll say, we're going to have a rematch, and then you can actually bet again. So you can spend 2 days here and bet and make a little money, but we're not worried about money. This guy right here, let's see, we're at 8 minutes. Yeah, why not? We'll go and talk to him.
Looking for an easy way to get your supplies to the summit? You'll save yourself a lot of trouble by using my tramway.
Alright, who are you?
Archie Burns is my name and transportation is my game. For a modest fee, I'll get your supplies to the summit with my tramway. Your supplies will be waiting for you when you get to the top. It's a long rope wrapped around a big wheel with a horse tied to the wheel. I hitch your supplies to the rope, the horse walks around the wheel, and presto! Your supplies go to the top of the mountain, and it's only $100.
Let's see. Check with my partner.
It sounds like it would save us some time. I think we should do it.
Okay. Alright. I've done this before. It's kind of hit and miss. The problem is, if you carry your... The problem is, we don't have very far to go anyway. And if you carry your supplies, whenever you get to the summit, you can pass through customs and you can leave that exact day. If you use his tramway, there's always a delay. Sometimes it's just a few days, sometimes it's as much as 2 weeks. So it's just kind of hit and miss. You know, it would definitely save you time if it was just a few days, but if it's like a 2-week delay, then that's going to set you back. So I'm not going to use the tramway this time. We'll use it on another time if I ever decide to go back and maybe do a bonus video or something and show the tramway. First thing we need to do is we need to check, see how much food we have. Alright, we have 632 pounds of food. You have to make it to customs with at least 2,000 pounds of food. Otherwise, they won't let you through. You have to have 1,000 pounds of food per person. And also, this is our last chance to sell those eggs. So let's go in here.
Hello, stranger. Is there something I can do for you?
Alright, let's see. I have something you might want to buy.
Oh, really? What do you have?
I've got a crate of eggs. I'll sell you for $40.
Eggs are hard to find up here. It's a deal.
Okay, so we got us $40.
Folks will be glad to have eggs. Can I do anything else for
Cool
you?
deal. We need some supplies.
Of course. What would you like?
Alright, we don't want to buy he'll sell you a whipsaw, but again, we don't want to buy the whipsaw. We just want some food.
Certainly. I sell food in 400-pound packages for $60 apiece. Each person needs about 100 pounds of food per month. The Canadian government will require 1,000 pounds per person when you pass Canadian customs.
Okay, so probably need to go ahead and buy, well, we'll definitely need 1,600 because we'll need some extra food that we'll have to eat along the way until we get to the summit. So
Certainly. That will be $240.
So we'll go ahead and do that.
Thank you. Can I do anything else for you?
Let's look here. Alright, we still have $200 in cash. And another thing that can happen on the trail is somebody can steal your food. So chances are, if somebody steals our food, we're not going to make it to the summit with 2,000 pounds of food. So we probably need to go ahead and buy another 400 pounds.
Is there something else I can get for you?
Yeah, we need...
Of course. What would you like? Certainly. I sell food in 400-pound packages for $60 apiece. Certainly. That will...
Okay.
Thank you. Can I do anything else for you?
That's all for now. Okay, so we're all set. I'm going to save it here in case we have to come back. Let's save our game, and let's head on up the trail.
Should we continue on the trail now?
Yeah, let's go.
Ouch, partner.
Alright, there's another fall. Keep going. If you go to White Pass, there are some people there that you can talk to, and again, it's just people down on their luck and things like that.
Oh, no.
You can also buy food in White Pass. Alright, the Golden Stairs, there's another landmark. Okay, so
Welcome to
we made
Canada.
it to customs.
Okay, you're next.
Alright, can we... Yeah, I'll go ahead and say, who are you?
The Northwest Mounted Police, at your service. You have arrived at the border between the United States District of Alaska and the Northwest Territories of Canada.
Alright, what are you doing here?
There's a shortage of food in Dawson. We're here to make sure that you and your partner are bringing enough for yourselves. We're also collecting an import tax. You must pay a tax to bring American goods into Canada.
Okay, can we pass?
My men have taken inventory of your food and supplies. You have enough. Now all you need to do is pay the import tax. That will be $100, please.
Alright. So I'm going to...
There's just too dad-blamed many people on the trail. We'll have to wait a
Alright,
day
we're
or
in
two for the...
gridlock again. I was gonna... Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead. Let's take a timeout. And... I'm gonna go ahead... I'm nearly at 15 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here because we got a pretty long walk. So when we pick it up next time, we'll continue on to Lake Bennett. So appreciate everybody watching, and stay tuned for another episode of Yukon Trail. Later.